This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good afternoon and good evening. You're tuning in here live to INCRadio Mountain States. I am your host for today, Sister Princess Persano, broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, the weather's been really weird here lately. It was rainy earlier this week, but now it's bright and sunny. The clouds are pretty much not in the sky, and so it's a beautiful day. So I suggest maybe get some vitamin D and take a walk. But anyway, it is currently 4:02 p.m. here Pacific time, 5:02 Mountain time, and 8:02 or now 8:03 a.m. in the Philippines. Again, hello those here who are in the West Coast and those in the east side of the world. A very, very good morning. Thank you for waking up with us and having your Sunday spent with us, INCRadio Mountain States. Now, today's topic is all about pausing and resetting. Listen, it's been very, very busy. We're already towards the middle of February, getting to the end of February. 2025 is zooming by. January went away in a blink of an eye, and now we're in the middle of February, and it just feels like it's been pretty busy. So today we want to focus on pausing, slowing our pace, and resetting. You know, how often do we get to pause and reflect and just embrace this stillness? Today, we want to explore this power of slowing down and how pausing for a moment can help us recalibrate. You know, I know for myself especially, there's just been so many things going on, whether it be planning for, certain activities or planning for things in my personal life or getting things prepared for my career. I'm sure everybody can relate, whether you're in school or whether you're just in the midst of trying to steady yourself in your career or move up in your career, or just plan is when you're performing your duty. For example, if you're a CFO officer or Christian Family Organization officer, there's a lot of things that we have to prepare for. And so sometimes it feels like it's just constant moving. So I hope all of you joining today can take time with me to slow down, to slow your roll, and to pause, and let's reset together, because I feel like we really need it. I am going solo today. I do have Brother Ron in the background. Hi, Brother Ron.
Hi, Princess. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And so Brother Ron's going to be helping behind the scenes. So for those of you who are tuning in on YouTube, please be sure to engage with me so you can keep me, company in this conversation. It'll just be us two, right? And so if you are watching on YouTube, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and leave your hashtag local congregation greetings, all right? Let me know what congregations you are watching from. That way we can recognize you, give you a shout out. And again, with any insight that you have regarding today's topic of pausing and resetting, please leave them. Give us your tips, okay? So that we can read them and share them. And, you might be able to give me some tips. I notice a lot when I'm hosting, I tend to have this energy that's really high and I'm just constantly talking, and I talk pretty fast sometimes. So let's slow down and see how we can recalibrate and reset ourselves. And so I do want to ask a question to the live chat. When was the last time you slowed your pace down to reset? And how did it make you feel? I honestly can't remember the last time I was able to slow down. Actually, before the show, I did take a 15-minute nap, if you call that slowing down, just to kind of reset and give me that power nap. I had a very long morning and then, crept into the afternoon. And so it was a very busy day today. It was a very blessed day this morning. And so I had to take that 15-minute nap. Does that count as slowing down? I don't know. You guys decide. But why don't we go ahead and check in with the live chat and see how it's looking. So we have right now brethren from all over the district. Shout out to Brother Rod. He did a time check at 2:21 p.m. Hashtag West Las Vegas. Thanks, Brother Rod. You have been consistently, at least recently, our first commenter off air, at least. And our first on air commenter is Ka Anthony Arangay. He says, hello to everyone from the Arangays in Salt Lake City. So hi, Brother Anthony. Glad to have you back here. We have Sister Chriselle, happy viewing from the Arben family in South Las Vegas. Sister Rona gives her greetings from Las Vegas. Brother Mario says, good morning here in the Philippines and enjoy watching here on INCRadio Mountain States. Greetings from local congregation of Brixtonville, District of Caloocan North. And then we have Sister Priscilla saying, hello po everyone. Ka Amy says, happy viewing from Globe. Ka Justin Ramos, hi po. He says, good afternoon, brethren. Thank you, Mountain States, for another awesome episode. Appreciate your presence here today. And he does give our greetings to us, Brother Ron. And then Brother Mario is continuing to keep the conversation going with our live chat. And we have Brother Felix from, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I'm not going to pronounce it, but it's a group worship service in the District of Alaska. You're going to have to spell it out phonetically for me so I can pronounce that correctly. And then Brother Brandon Dabu says happy viewing from Las Vegas. So, and we have Kajay. Hello, Kajay Agustin. Says happy or hello, brethren. Happy viewing, so thank you to the live chat who have joined. If you haven't already shared our link, please send it over to any friends, any families, so that they can comment in the live chat and give their insight on today's topic, which is let's pause and reset. Now, as I mentioned earlier, life can get really, really busy. And again, it's this society of like hustle and bustle, we are constantly moving, whether it be in our personal life, whether it be in other aspects of our life, like school, with work, and even in the performances of our duties. A lot of our time can get taken up and we forget to slow down. But I want to ask all of you, why does slowing down matter? Does it even matter, really? Again, this fast-paced world, it just feels like we need that time to really reset. And so having to set aside time to slow down can really help us, because this can help us, avoid burnout, right? Taking time to pause can also help us regain clarity and balance. I know for myself, I feel like I've always been constantly moving since I was really young, especially because I took a duty at such a young age. I became a children's worship service choir member at the age of 6. And then when I became a Binhi age, which is for baptized members who I became Binhi, I believe, at 13 years old. I took a Binhi office and I continued on in choir and organist and then the Kadiwa, and then I joined district Kadiwa. So, and even multimedia. So it's nonstop, and just the performances of my duties alone, right? And then I was in school for a while, and I found a degree. And, with work, it also gets pretty busy. When I was a teacher and now in my new career, I get really busy. And sometimes it feels like it's nonstop. And, a lot of people can relate that when you have this nonstop motion, continuous motion, this momentum that just keeps on moving forward, sometimes you can get a little burned out, right? Like you don't take time to just sit and be still. Something I learned from my mom is that you can't always constantly be moving. Sometimes you just have to give yourself rest, and that's important, right? Again, stillness really can help us regain clarity. It's kind of like when you're working on a project and you're working really, really hard on it. You're adding your details or whatever you need to do to make it finished. Sometimes when you pause and then you go to it the next day, you see little mistakes, or you see little things you could refine, or things that you can make improve, or things you can do to make it improved, right? Just having that little break, letting your brain kind of reset and go back to it, right, helps you. And stillness also allows us to even reflect, right, to recharge or even realign our thoughts. It's kind of like working out too, right? I don't know. I know there's a lot of brethren here in Mountain States who love to work out. And I'm pretty sure that they can attest that working out all the time without a rest day, or even an active rest day, you can say, right? It's hard on your body. You need to give your muscles time to heal, right? You need to give them time to, I don't know what's the word. I'm not um, a medical professional, but like regenerate or something. But I know that hardcore working out constantly without providing your body the rest it needs is not always good. So having an active rest day, or having just a rest day in general, is good for your body, right? So similar to how our mind works, similar to how our bodies work when we're actively thinking or actively accomplishing different tasks, right? We need to give ourselves time to breathe, right? I want to see what the chat is saying. So Brother Anthony says that I've learned that if I keep working through a hard task, like programming a system, it would sometimes be counterproductive and might even burn you out. I'd often take a break when I get stuck to reset. And I love this comment, Brother Anthony, because it's true. Sometimes you're just so hyper focused on something, and it does become counterproductive. You end up making small mistakes, or you overlook something because you haven't given yourself that time to take that step back. And so thank you for the comment. And I would love to see more comments from the rest of our brethren. But, again, as I asked you earlier, when's the last time you were able to slow down, and how did it make you feel? Have you ever had that moment of stillness that helped you in a big way? Brother Ron, what do you have to say?
Now, what Brother Anthony mentioned, what I used to do when I was at the office, I would take a break in the morning just to get away from the computer, and I would walk around our whole campus there. And then, it's a way of resetting, but it's nice to get away and change your environment, and just start fresh again. As busy as I was at work, I would always routinely stop every mid-morning and then also mid-afternoon to do the same to finish off the day.
Do you feel like you have more clarity being retired and having the opportunities to travel and to just get a fresh breath? What is that? A breath of fresh nature.
Yeah, believe it or not, even though I've retired from my career, I've actually become even busier at home, and it's been challenging or it has been challenging to come up with that routine that I used to have when I was at work. So, yeah, I being retired now, and I am still busy. There's a lot of things I have to do here at the house. We still have our youngest here, who isn't driving yet, so I'm Ubering her to college actually. But the thing is, you do have to have that balance in your life. And it's funny for me because I do take a lot of road trips. Driving just relaxes me for some reason. It's therapeutic. So
I love that. I'm not a driver. I can't do the long distance. So I'm grateful that, the men in my life, when I do go on road trips, like my brothers, and even my fiance is a driver. So I'm grateful that they want to find it therapeutic, because it could not be me. I was driving home the other day from work, and it was like there's traffic. So it was about a 45-minute drive home. And at the last 10 minutes, I was struggling. So I'm glad you find it therapeutic. But
it's
no,
funny.
that's
Well, because
mhm.
when I am driving, I do like to drive. It's more of exploring, adventuring, and just it's so fun to drive where you've never been before. You've seen it on the map, you know where you're going, but just kind of taking it all in. It's different. I don't know. Like I said, it's therapeutic.
Mhm. I like that you're right. When you are in a new area or a new environment, you do tend to stay awake because you have to watch out, but you're also taking in the beauty and the nature. For me, I probably just get anxiety because I'm just trying to figure out where to go. So, but no, I love that. I feel like when I've taken like scenic routes, at least, um, I don't know how I get so focused on the road that sometimes I forget to like just look to the side. I went to Red Rock recently for a little hike, and when we were driving down, Sister Angela and Sister Bree were with me, and Sister Angela, she says she usually drives, but because I was driving, she was saying she loved being passenger because she had the chance to look out the window and like look at the beauty without having to focus on where to go. But she she and I both when we're driving, we're just hyper fixated on driving. But no, I love that. You're right. Um, with everybody else too, like I want to also know from the comments section and from our live viewers what you all do to find your, I guess, therapeutic activity to slow down. So Brother Ron goes out and he can travel, and for myself, I try to sleep. And what's funny though with slowing down is a lot of people, not a lot of people, that might be not the right word, but at least in my experience, slowing down can be a challenge, right? And oftentimes I find myself avoiding the slow down. And I know I have friends who might find themselves relating to this, right? I kind of want to bring up this topic of avoiding this pause. Why do we avoid slowing down? And for our comment section, why do you feel like we avoid slowing down? Right now, I do want to read another comment from Brother Anthony. He says, Karan, when I'm at work, I'm sitting down for long periods and it's harmful to the body. So he does take 10-minute breaks to walk around. So similar to you, Brother Ron, when you said you like to get up and walk and stretch your feet. I do the same as well at work. But sometimes it can be a challenge just slowing down in general. And so we kind of want to look at like, why do we avoid slowing down? Why do we want to not take this pause? Oftentimes it's because we feel like we're losing time, right? When there's so many things to do, we just want to get it done, right? Or even guilt of being inefficient or having this lack of productivity. Have you ever had that moment where you were able to take time off from work, or you had a moment to breathe, or you just had a free day and you had nothing to do, and you told yourself ahead of time, on this day, because I don't have anything to do, I'm going to be productive. I'm going to clean my house, or I'm going to clean the kitchen, or I'm going to get all these tasks done, or I want to get these things in order. And then you don't, and then you feel guilty, right? Even this societal pressure of success, where you feel like if you were to slow down, if you were to just pause, you're gonna not be successful. That's not, I would say that isn't true, right? I truly believe that having the ability and getting those opportunities to slow down would help us even more be successful, would help us thrive even more, because you're giving your body the rest that it needs, right? I think we need to shift our perspective from looking at slowing down as something that we would lose time, or we won't be efficient during the times we slow down. Shift it to looking at pausing as a moment to reset ourselves. It's not, being idle. It's taking time for ourselves to reset. As mentioned by Brother Anthony earlier, that it can be counterproductive if you're so hyper focused on this task, right? You need to give yourself time to walk away for a bit and then come back to it, right? So if you've been struggling with stillness, you can even start small, right? Give yourself even just 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, maybe, even 5 minutes in the morning to wake up and have that slow stillness, or 5 minutes before you go to sleep to wind down, put your phone away. I try my best to avoid going on my phone before I go to sleep to help me kind of just decompress and think about my day and then prepare myself for the next day. So Brother Anthony is very active on our live chat right now. He said, speaking of long drives, what we mentioned earlier, many of our brethren in Salt Lake City are excited to be going to Nevada for a choir day, which brings me to a little what's up Mountain States. Now, we don't have pictures to show, but I just want to take 5 minutes or so just to talk about how active Mountain States is being right now. And we've had a eventful week this past week. I just want to give a lot or acknowledgement to the choir members in Mountain States. It is our, it's been a week of full of choir events and choir activities. And so congratulations to all of the choir members who've been able to fulfill and complete these activities. I know we saw a lot of propagational works, edification works, even beautification of the chapel, cleaning our dressing rooms, making sure our choir loft is spick and span and clean. And yes, happy choir week to our Mountain States choir members. We're so excited because on Monday we'll be having our choir day where we will get to attend our special gathering and bond and be together in our social gathering afterwards. So hopefully all of the choir members in Mountain States can make it. If you need more information, contact your local choir leader, and I'm sure they will be happy to provide you all the information that you need to continue on with us in our choir week. So happy choir week to all of those choir members here in Mountain States. Now, moving back to our topic discussion, we talked a little bit about, what stillness is and how can it help us. And then Brother Ron was able to give us his way of finding his stillness and slowing down. We've heard from the live chat. We've talked a little bit about why it can be a challenge. But, the benefits of pausing and slowing down, we've talked about a lot too, how it can help us reset. But I feel as well that when we are slowing down, it'll help us reduce stress. It's funny because I used to be in a place where slowing down would stress me out more. And, you kind of get restless and you're just, what's the word? Your body just can't stop moving and you get these little jitters like, I have to do something. But I feel like if you get in the habit of slowing down and giving yourself that time to just reset, it'll help you with any stress you might be feeling, and to help you be able to reflect on anything that you really need to reflect on, right? And it can really help us with improving our focus and even our patience and decision making. Again, you need to reset, take a step back from whatever you're doing. And oftentimes when you go back to what you were doing after taking that break, you'll see whatever task you're completing in a different light, in a different perspective. Now, some practical ways to be still, to slow down. Okay, so I want to hear from the chat, what do you do to slow down? I want to hear do you stretch? Do you journal? What is it? For myself personally, I really had to think about this because it's not oftentimes, not as often I would like, that I get the chance to slow down or to take time to reset. But I realized that there are a few moments throughout the week that I do take this time, and it might not be intentional, but it is a way of me slowing down. One of it would be conversing with my mom while we eat either lunch or dinner. Growing up, my family always ate together, and this is something I really appreciate. It was always our family time. We would never eat separately or as individuals. We would always eat together. And so that's something that my mom and I do. And I feel like that's a good way for me to slow down and kind of decompress. Yes, Brother Ron, what do you have?
No, actually, you bring up a good point because that's why we have family time, family hour, and if you are so busy and you need to take the time, and bond with your family, bond with your parents, your spouse, your kids, it is a way to pause and reset, but at the same time, it promotes having that family bonding.
Oh, 100%. And I love eating with my mom because, like you said, it promotes family time. And this is a time that we get to catch up. If I had a long day, especially when I come home from a busy day at the office, it's my time where I can just tell her all the things that went well or didn't go well. And it kind of helps recalibrate my mind when I'm decompressing and venting out to her. Another way I like to slow down is to just cuddle with my dog. my dog Benji. He's really great. He's not what's the word? I like to call him a noodle because when you pick him up, he just kind of flops over. So he's a great cuddler, and I think that when you're hugging something furry, and in his case, he's kind of a heavy Shih Tzu, so he's a little squishy. It kind of resets my brain, and it gives me the dopamine that I really need. Other ways people can be still is, by writing in a journal or listening to music. We have really great music. I don't know if everyone knows, but INC original music that we have is also on Spotify. So you can make your own playlist of INC original music. You can also go hiking, you can take a walk, find peace and quiet, just, sitting and meditating on your own at home, or just other ways to recharge. Let's see if anybody else in the live chat has ways that they can share with us. So we have Rochelle says that she goes for a walk or a bike ride. She eats dinner with her family with no devices. And yes, no devices is also a big thing. With me and my mom, when we converse, we're not on our phones, and it helps us be more connected with each other. And then Brother Anthony says that oftentimes when I'm busy with multiple tasks, he would pause one task and relax with a non-critical task like folding clothes. I don't know if that's slowing down, but it sounds like multitasking or stagger tasking. But I love that though. That's true though. It's non-critical. I feel like folding clothes would be critical to my mom's eyes because I have a lot of clothes I need to fold. Let's see. We have Brother PJ says that he slows down by doing family hour every Saturday through INC Radio. Let's go, Brother PJ. And it helps him meet brethren all over the globe, as well as catching up with old friends. Helps him re-energize, refocus each week. So I love that. And thank you, Brother PJ. I'm assuming you're from OCC, as it says -OCC in your name. So thank you for joining Mountain States today.
Hi, PJ.
Awesome. And I love that. And then Sister Janice says that when she gets to, she likes to read, sleep, or watch movies. I know this sounds funny, but I love watching movies. Not often, but I think when I need to really decompress and to just reset myself and reset my body, I watch movies that make me cry. I don't know if anybody likes to do that, but I think a good movie that really makes you cry can just get all those, I don't know what it takes out of my body, but I just feel so refreshed after. I have a good movie in mind. So if you need a movie to help make you cry, just message me and I'll give you a great one. But anyway, we've talked about this past half hour about stillness and pausing and resetting, right? And really, stillness is a strength. It's something that we can look at as not something that's weak and not something that we should feel guilty for having to do. These quiet moments really allow us to grow, right? Helps us reset, recalibrate mentally, physically, and even spiritually. But of course, the best moments for us to slow down, to pause, and to reflect are during the times we get to pray to our Almighty God, even during worship services or any time in your life. If you really need to slow down and you really feel like you need that moment to pause and reset, just sit down and you pray, right? Prioritizing prayer to God will help us, and He will always provide us whatever peace we are seeking. So that is today's topic, to help us pause and reset. I know that we are concluding on short time, but we're so grateful that a lot of you have joined us today. We're so grateful how active the live chat is today. I hope that whoever is watching was able to get some insight on how they can pause and reset. I hope you take the rest of your Saturday to be able to slow down, or even this whole weekend to slow down, even if you can find 5 minutes to just pause, to slow down. And if you need help, call me, message me. I will slow down with you. We can take a walk right around the park. So again, thank you so much for watching. We do promote our show for next week as well. We have our INC Radio Mountain States show every Saturday at 4 p.m. So if you're available, always tune in. Big shout out to those who are consistent. I want to give a big shout out to Brother Anthony too. I know you're on every single week. We appreciate it. and all of the brethren who tuned in today. Thank you so much. We give special thanks to you, but of course, special thanks to our beloved church administration for allowing us to have broadcasts such as this, especially to our brother Eduardo B. Manalo, our executive minister, brother Angelo Arano Manalo, our CEO, president of CEBSI and CFO coordinator, brother Manly and I, our executive producer. We have Brother Marlon Balason, our district minister, Brother Oliver Canlas, our assistant district minister, Brother Jay Agustin, our CFO overseer, Brother Justin Ramos, our district multimedia advisor, the district multimedia team, as well as all of the avid listeners, that's all of you here on INC Radio. That is all the time that we have today, but we thank you so much for watching, for listening, for tuning into INC Radio Mountain States. Please do continue on listening to INC Radio DZEM 954, changing lives through God's words. Up next is INC Radio Canada. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Forget to slow down.